Hey Naturalistas, it's your girl Gabby Gabs and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be telling you about the things to avoid when cutting your hair at home. But you know, something as risky as this has to come with a hair horror story. Dun 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 dun! Dun 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 dun! So I was really young. I was about 9 or 10 years old and I was always real miserable as a child. I was always doing some crap. I was always up to some nonsense. And one day I was just watching my hair and I was like, this is just too much. I can't handle this no more. I want to cut my hair. So I went, I took the dignified approach about it. I said, Mommy, I would like to go to the hairdresser to cut my hair, please. And she was like, no daughter of mine is going to cut her hair and ting 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 and you look like a boy and blah 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 blah. And I was like, okay. I was so genuinely shocked because I always get my way. So I went into my bedroom unfazed and I pick up the scissors, man, and your girl put her hair in a ponytail and I just take that scissors and I start to literally like that. If you all see how sis zog her own hair, and when I tell all the dog, when my mother saw me, says, "Oh, that you cut off your hair? How you gonna do that to your head? Turn around, let me see what." Oh Lord, Father, look what this child do to she hair. What the hell you do to yourself? But I was totally pleased because I got to cut my hair. Make sure that you are not just cutting your hair off of a whim. Like, you should not be making permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. So if you just catch a vaps and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to cut my hair, I think you should sit with the thoughts. Play with the thought for about 4 to 6 weeks. When you wake up every day, ask yourself, do I really want to cut off this hair? Do I want to change this look? I mean, I fully support people who want to cut their hair and change up their look and whatnot and, get your trims and stuff. But you should not just chop off all your hair off of a whim because you will deeply regret it afterwards. So make sure that this is something that you actually want to do. 2. Don't overlook actually using a professional. Not everyone is made to cut hair. Like, I mean, I could understand if you're trying to save money or you just really artsy and want to be a hairstylist one day. Cool, fine. But cutting your hair is not for everybody. Clearly. So just make sure that you have the necessary skills, as in being able to cut a straight line without a guide. Okay, cool. 3. Don't think that the ponytail method works on all hair textures. So yes, for straight hair, it may be all well and good to put your hair in a ponytail, a nice sleek ponytail, and adjust it to the length that you want and cut it, and then everything will be peachy keen. But for people like me who have natural hair, especially type 4 natural hair, you would know that we often have multiple textures. So with multiple textures come multiple lengths. So you can't expect to put our hair in a ponytail and be able to cut it because it's not going to work out. As such, I would recommend sectioning off our hair in layers and cut. 4. Don't cut your hair with any old scissors. You can't just use a kitchen scissors or paper scissors. Definitely not a kid scissors. That plastic not cutting through nothing. So if you can, make the investment into a hair scissors. Yes, there is such a thing. Or if you don't have that type of money, you want to make sure at the very least that the scissors that you're using is sharp, so that when you cut your hair, you don't find yourself halfway through and then the scissors stop cutting and then you have like a whole Skrillex vibes going on. 5. Don't get any random hairstyles. Not every hairstyle will look good on everybody, so I recommend getting a hairstyle that's good for your hair texture, your personality, and your face shape. So let's say, for example, a pixie cut. How the hell are I doing a pixie cut with this hair? Similarly, you would not cut curly hair into an afro. Doesn't make sense. So you need to go based on your hair texture, what your hair texture can do. Then you need to go based on your personality. For me, I have a very loud personality. I love to be social, I love to speak to people. So you will see my hair big like this. I know there are women who don't have the personality I do and they prefer to do braids or have something a little bit smaller. Then you want to do something that's good for your face shape. Hairstyles tend to accentuate me when you don't really see my forehead. I mean, yeah, I could rock this and look pretty cute too, but I like hairstyles like these. It makes my head look a little bit more round. 6. Do not cut wet hair. Usually it's the norm for hairstylists to wet your hair before you cut it, but let's be real, when you're in real life, your hair isn't wet, it's dry. So therefore you should cut your hair when dry to see the true appearance of your hair and how it lies. So for example, if this side had more hair, I would be able to trim it to match this side. Although it looks like this side has more hair now, let's just pick this out to alleviate that problem before I cut my own hair for real. 7. Don't just use one mirror. That's crazy. You need to have 2 views of your hair. So I would recommend, if you have it, to have a full body mirror in the front and the back. If you don't and you just have one full body mirror or a mounted mirror, you can use that for your back and then have a handheld mirror for your front. That way you have more control, because I don't know about you all, but I'm pretty dyslexic when it comes to mirrors. So I know I have the control here when I have the mirror, the handheld, and then in the back, if I need a different angle, all I have to do is turn my body. So that way it helps me work with the mirrors. And last but not least, my 8th tip: don't just cut your hair and call it a day. You need to make sure that you actually have a good haircut going on. So make sure and ask somebody, get some feedback, ask them how the angles are looking, how the back is looking, because the last thing that you want to do is that the back is completely uneven and zogged up and you're just not doing anything about it because you don't know. So the best thing to do is to get feedback from someone else who can see and give you a fair judgment of how your hair looks overall. So, have any of you ever given yourself a bad haircut? Please let me know in the comments so I don't feel like a complete loser. If you like this video, remember to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel for all your natural hair tips, horror hair stories, maintenance, everything hair related except hairstyles. I only have 2. But other than that, make sure to subscribe to my channel for this lovely content. Don't miss out. Later.